What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Hasbro Transformers R.E.D. Beast Wars Cheetor. So this is the Wave 2 of the Transformers R.E.D. series. R.E.D. stands for Robot Enhanced Design. So these are action figures that are posable but they don't transform. And a lot of people have an issue with the fact that they call them Transformers but they don't transform. But here they are. I wanted to go over these. I will be doing the RC separately. There's a Transformers Prime RC in this wave as well, but since they're not in the same show, I decided why don't we do them separately so that we can look at them in detail. So here's a figure up close. It does come with a whole bunch of accessories. We'll take a look at that in just a minute, but I want to show you the detail on this guy. Got quite a bit of paint, so you got that nice copperish brown on the shoulder bits here, which are the legs on the back. And the same paint down here. That looks really nice on these knee joints here. You got a brown plastic here. You got this metallic blue on the shoulders, on the elbows, on the waist here, and then on the feet. I can't tell exactly. It looks like it is painted everywhere else, but it might be just the color of the plastic. But either way, it looks really nice overall. Here's the back. This also looks like it's painted and detailed in that animal type of skin. You've got that texture to it, but it's just really well done in terms of the cheetah skin. I think they did a good job with that. You do have some nice detail on the face sculpt there. You've got the brown eyes with the red on the head crest and then the brown faceplate there. Pretty nice detail on this cheetah face, and actually you can take this off. Here is the cheetah face. And it's got some white mixed in with the yellow, which is really cool. And then red and black for the eyes and black for the nose. And obviously the cheetah spots are there. It's really well done. I like the way they did that. There is some detail underneath there, so you can see his chest has some detail sculpted in. And you can also see the ab crunch there, which we'll talk about a little bit later. So you can just peg that right back in. The back also comes off, so if you want to take these cheetah arms or legs off, you can. You can see there's a little peg hole there, and this fits in perfectly. It's keyed, so it can only go one direction. So if you want to put it upside down, you can't. But there is painted detail underneath this. So if you don't want these, you can take that off if you want a more slender look. But of course, that's how we looked in the show, so people are going to want it that way. Coming down, you have, nice detail all throughout. Really good looking. Let's take a look at the accessories that you get with this guy. And here's everything you get with this figure in the box. I did show the box earlier in this review. You can see the image with all the stuff on the side, which is nice that they give you that window box to see into it. But you do get this raw energon piece here, which helped them with their powers. You do get these two blast effects. This one's a little bit bent in the box because of the way it was sitting. You can probably just heat this up and straighten that out. But this is for his gun. This is also for his gun. So you have two different blast effects. You have two gripping hands here for holding the gun on either side. And then you have two posing action hands here, kind of clawing hands, but they look good. And then you get the gun. The gun is painted with this metallic brown. And then you get the cheetah type of skin look there, which in the actual Transformer, this actually, combined with him. So really good look. And then painted black for the handle. So all of these accessories obviously can be used with him. So you can first let's take his hand off. So we'll take this fisted hand, which is nice. And set that aside. You can put the trigger hand in there. And we can use that with this gun. And it is a tight fit. So I like that it's not going to fall out. It's not too loose in there. And you can get him shooting his gun. And if you put the blast effect, we'll try this one first. It does have a little peg on the end. Get that in there. And he can be shooting his gun. It is a little bit on the heavy side, so his arm, the rotation joint is a little bit loose. So it tends to feel a little bit loose. You can still pose it, but it does feel like, kind of floppy. But there you go. You can still pose it. It still looks good. I like it. You can also get him a little bit more action-oriented. If you take off the fist hand, give him the clawed hand or whatever you want to call it. And now he's a little bit more expressive, and I like that. If you want to take a look at the other blast effect, here is that one. So there is the bigger one. This one's a little bit heavier, so it does tend to weigh his arm down. He can still hold it up, but it does tend to kind of droop a little bit. So I prefer the other one, although you can use this if you like. But it has that same issue with the arm rotation. And then, of course, you can have this. I mean, you can't really hold it or anything, but you can just have that kind of near him or as a scene. You can have this in the scene, which is cool. Let's go over his articulation. We'll just take this off for now. So the articulation is pretty nice on this guy, and I was impressed when I first took it out. So the head is on a ball joint, so you get up to there, not too far up, unfortunately. A little bit of down, rotates all around. You get the side-to-side movement, so if you want to post his head in a side, you can. Like I said earlier, you can take this off, but you can't pose the legs or anything like that. He has a disc joint for the shoulders, so you can rotate it up to there and down to there. You can rotate it all the way around on this joint that goes into his shoulder there. You have a rotation at the bicep. You also have a rotation at the elbow. So you have two rotations there. Sometimes that can get in the way. You just want to get these lined up again, but it's nice to have that extra articulation. You have the elbow goes up to 90 degrees. It's strange because it actually goes back more than 90 degrees, so it's a little bit odd. You know, I feel like they could have made more than 90-degree bend there on the elbow, but there you go. The wrists, we'll go on this one here. So the wrists are on a joint that lets you go in and out and rotates all the way around, so you can get some more expressive poses out of those hands if you want to. So downwards, you have a rotation at the waist. You do have an ab crunch here, so it goes back more than it does go forward. The cheetah head gets in the way a little bit. If you take the cheetah head off, you can get it a little bit past, but it doesn't feel so good. So I'm not sure if it's really meant to go past, but you can get it a little bit further. I'd just be careful with that joint because I'm not sure it's meant to, but you can get a crunch out of it. It looks good. You have the legs rotate up to here on a soft ratchet, back to there. Out to the side, a little bit hindered by its own mold there. You have a rotation at the thigh. It's nice and tight. You have a double jointed knee, so this joint is nice and tight and it is soft ratcheted. This one is very loose. I don't understand why that's so loose. Everything is a pin joint, so you can see the pin in there. Well, I really wish they made this one tighter, but you can get the full range of motion there on that knee. So if you want him kind of flying pose, you can do that. You just have to get him on a stand or something. And we'll do that a little bit later so I can see how that looks. But he can do sort of a flying into action pose if you want to. The ankles rotate on the ball pretty much any direction you want, all the way forward to there, all the way back to there. So really, no rotation there. So you really do get a lot of movement out of those ankles. That helps him pose much better because you can get him flat-footed on the ground. For size comparison, there he is next to the Wave 1 Optimus Prime from the R.E.D series, and here is the Optimus Primal from the Kingdom line, or otherwise known as Beast Wars Primal. And you can kind of see it's a little bit too big to fit in with the retail line. Obviously not meant to be. It's a 6-inch action figure. But you could kind of cheat it if you wanted to. Cheat it, get it. And or you could just have him with your R.E.D figures. Unfortunately, I have not made any other of the Beast Wars characters in this R.E.D format. Maybe there's more coming. I hope there are more coming because I think Beast Wars fans are going to like these. But there you go for comparison, wherever you want to fit it in your collection. So final thoughts on the Transformers R.E.D Cheetor. I really like it. So there's a lot of good about this. So let's talk about the positives. The accessories are really nice. I do like the raw energon. I like the blast effects. I think Hasbro should always include these kinds of blast effects with their figures. They just add to the fun and the overall value. I do like all the hands. All these additional hands are well sculpted. They work well. They hold the weapons properly. They look nice when you pose them. So I really like that. The paint on the figure is really well done. I like the blues and the coppers that they've done. The cheetah skin is done well all around. It all looks nice. It's clean. There's no ugly looking plastic. The reason I say that is the Wave 1 had things like this where you had unfinished surfaces and paint and no paint. So the whites and the blues looked really kind of cheap. The sculpt was really nice, well done on this Optimus, but because of some of the cheapness of the plastic and the lack of paint, I think it really made this look kind of cheaper than it should be. This is a $20 figure. So at $20, I do think Cheetor definitely seems worth it, especially with the accessories you get and the quality and the look of it. I recommend it. Hopefully you guys can find this in your local Walmart. This is a Walmart exclusive, so if you're trying to find these, you'll have to hunt them down in your Walmart unless you pre-order them. But good luck hunting. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.